Tyson Pedro, thanks so much for your time on Fox. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for being here. Always a pleasure.
And I've got to say, first up, I'm noticing the beautiful traditional garb that you've got on. Tell us about what that means to you and what you're wearing at the minute.
It's actually a towel. I found it in my hotel room. Thought it was pretty cool, so I chucked it on. That's a lover. Just when you wear no undies, it gives a nice breeze. It's pretty hot out here, so
reduces chafing.
Yeah. Actually, no. It's actually way worse.
Oh, it's worse for it. Okay, gotcha. That's a shame. 3.5 years outside of UFC competition for you, and since coming back, it's been 3 fights in 10 months. I mean, was that always a goal of yours, Tyson, to remain active on return?
Yeah, especially having that time off, man. I've got some catching up to do. Like, I got a little bit older. That's 4 years is a lot in MMA, well, in anything. But yeah, I feel like I've got a bit of catching up to do, so I knew I needed to get to work. So no time off.
Yeah, so you're making up for lost time almost.
For sure.
Yeah. Do you feel as though that hampered you? Were you worried, especially when coming back, that, oh gee, it's been so long out of the game, what if I've lost touch?
No, definitely. No? I guess the first fight, I definitely thought about not knowing what kind of Tyson was going to come into the octagon. You never know how you're going to perform when you've been out for that long. Are you going to be rusty? Are you going to turn up to fight? Definitely there was questions that needed to be answered, but now that I know what's going on, I feel like I'm in my groove now.
Do you think the fans were also worried? Do you think they might have forgotten what kind of Tyson they had?
I was off for so long, man, that some of the fans don't even know who I was when I came back. So it was like a reintroduction. So Tyson 2.0 got to show the world. Yeah.
And you're fighting this weekend, of course, at UFC 284 against Modestas Bukauskas. Now, this bloke, a former victim of our very own Jimmy Crute, but Modestas left the UFC, became champion in another promotion, and he's come back full of confidence. I mean, this is a dangerous competitor, isn't he?
Yeah, it's probably a harder fight than, well, not harder, but it's probably be a more competitive fight than the Mountain Tiger. So it's I'm very happy with the change of opponent. My training's made me ready for anything, but I'm just happy this guy took it on week's notice, because Daddy's got to get paid. Been away from my baby, and I need money.
Has that been difficult, spending all that time away? You've been training in New Zealand, of course, at CKB?
It has, and it hasn't at the same time. It's, distance makes the heart grow fonder, so I'm ready to see my wife, I'm ready to see my baby. It's been 10 months of fighting, so 3-month camps. My daughter's a 1.5 years, been away for 3, 6, 9 months. Quick maths.
Very, very impressive. If you get this win.
Sorry, when I get this win.
When you get this win.
There we go.
Yeah, exactly. That'll be 3 victories in the past year, basically. How long until we see Tyson Pedro in the rankings?
I don't know, because I don't know how the rankings work. I'm always surprised. Like last time I was in I think I was ranked number 12 very quickly. So I'm not sure how they work. I'm not too worried about that. I want to be in the top 10 by the end of this year, though.
Right.
That'd be nice.
So are you concerned about getting the belt and becoming champion and all that sort of stuff, or are you kind of just enjoying being back fighting?
That's I'm not concerned, but that's the goal. You don't really want to be in this game unless you're aiming for the top. It's a very dangerous game to be a part of, just to play average role.
Talking about the traditional garb that you've got on, it's evident how much your culture means to you, and how proud you are, I guess, representing your people, and especially the people of the West. We know you've got the Drink West cap on as well. How much
and
would
the mighty. Come on, brother! Don't let the Panthers down. We're here.
No, well, I'm a big Parramatta fan, so
that hurts even worse.
Yeah, it hurts for me. But I mean, how much would it mean for you to get this victory? I mean, you're fighting in front of Aussie fans. I'm sure a lot of Western Sydney fans have made their way over to get this win for the people of B-Town, of Penrith, of Para, of Fairfield, or everyone in the West.
Yeah, I try not to put too much pressure on me from other people.
Okay.
But doing what we're doing, I think the win's not as important as what we're doing, just on the stage, showing people that we can be a part of it, showing people that there's a different road to take, being better people every day, trying to better yourself. That's just as important as getting the win. The win puts you on a bigger stage, I guess, but just showing kids that there's different routes to take is very important.
Is that something you think about a lot? Setting a great example for the people out west in the area?
I didn't used to. I never wanted to be a role model, and I still don't, but it was actually my dad that said, you don't really got a choice. So that really resonated with me, and I'm trying to be better every day because of it.
So you do recognise that you are a role model, that there's a lot of kids in the area that do look up to Tyson Pedro.
Yeah, for sure. And that's a pressure in itself. Like I'm just one of those like kids from Western Sydney that was lost a lot of the time, and have been blessed to find myself. So I think just realizing that that kids might look up to me, I have to make sure that I'm trying to be my best.
What was the best way for you to... What's going on over there?
We got someone flashing their ass crack in the back.
Oh my goodness. Tai Tuivasa there.
Yeah.
Doing great work for Fox Sports. What do you feel is the best way, though, to set an example for those kids out west? I mean, it's more than just fighting, isn't it?
Yeah. To be honest, I don't know the road to being a role model. But I know that becoming a father and trying to be a good father is probably going to be very similar to being a good role model.
You mentioned you were lost. How did you find yourself?
Martial arts has been a big part, for sure. And when I say lost, I always knew sort of what direction I was going, but it's been sort of like this rather than a straight path. So I feel like I had a compass, I just didn't know how to read the map.
Would you encourage kids out west to, engage in martial arts of any description? Do you think that might help a lot of the youth out there and a lot of the kids for whom you are an example?
Yeah, well, for one, Pacific Islanders in general, we're just naturally gifted, and we haven't really crossed over into that martial arts world in numbers. Like, you see, whatever we get involved in, we pretty much take over, like sports-wise especially. So I think once we start getting into jiu-jitsu and mixed martial arts, it's going to be crazy. And we're just fighters as well. So, but also at the core of martial arts is you're every day trying to get yourself better at techniques. So you're trying to better yourself. So that's what martial arts is about, being the best version of yourself.
How are you going to get the win this weekend?
With a perfect performance, man. I'm better than I've ever felt, mentally, physically. I say that like you always feel like that, but man, it's been a pretty crazy camp at City Kickboxing, and I can't wait to show off what I've been working on.
Do you have a message for the Panthers fans and everyone out west who's watching you right now? Oh, good.
Yeah, shout out to everyone back home. I actually can't wait to get home, see everyone.
Are you going to celebrate with a drink west afterwards, maybe?
Did
you bring Knowlesy over?
No, that would be awesome. To be honest, there won't be much drinking because I want to get straight back in there. I want a real fast turnaround this one because if I want that top 10, it's going to have to be a quick turnaround.
Can't wait to see it. Tyson Pedro, thanks for your time,
Thank you, brother. I'm in.